There's a moment I didn't expect to arrive. Not a super dramatic one, no fireworks or no big announcements. Just a quiet realization. Over the last season, our family has crossed a few financial and personal milestones. Nothing that I feel the need to detail, not because they're secret, because I'm learning that not everything meaningful needs to be shared online. But what I wanted to speak about was the deeper implications of that. What surprised me wasn't relief, it was disorientation. For most of my adult life, building was tied to survival. Getting licensed as a psychologist, getting a PhD, stay employable, pay off debt, create stability, make sure my family's okay. That kind of pressure sharpens you. It gives you clarity, gives you urgency, but it also quietly defines you. And when the urgency fades, when the stakes changed, you're left with a different question. Who am I when I'm no longer building just to stay afloat? For a long time, I thought success would feel like certainty, like finally knowing the answers. Instead, it created this space, and that space can be a little bit unsettling. Because when survival is no longer the main driver, you lose a ready made script. You can't just say, I'm doing this because I have to. Now you have to answer a harder question. What am I choosing and why? I'm noticing this with founders that I work with new parents, with people in midlife who've done the right things and suddenly realize the ladder that they've climbed doesn't tell them where to stand next. The danger in this season isn't complacency like we would think. It's actually defaulting to old patterns out of habit. You keep optimizing, you keep scaling, you keep chasing metrics that once kept you safe, even if they no longer made you whole. That's how people end up exhausted in lives they technically have won. For me, this season has asked for something different. And even creating videos like this, I feel like, my gosh, I'm still figuring this out. But I've really thought a lot about what does this look like if there's focus on less improving, more listening? I've had to admit that some of what once fueled me, visibility and momentum, being everywhere, now costs more energy than it returns. And that doesn't mean I've lost ambition. It means my ambition is changing shape. I care more about having energy at the end of the day, being present for my family, building work that fits inside of a full life, not the other way around, creating space for aging parents, changing responsibilities and seasons that I cannot even predict. Success now feels less like acceleration and more like alignment. Something looks It looks less about how impressive something looks and more about how sustainable it feels. I'm learning that this season doesn't require a reinvention, it requires discernment. What stays, what softens, what no longer needs to be optimized. And maybe the most important shift, I'm no longer asking, how far can this go? I'm asking, what kind of life does this support? If you're in a similar pace, post success, post survival, or simply post urgency, I want to offer you this reassurance. It's okay if your goals feel quieter now. It's okay if your pace slows. It's okay if what you're building looks smaller from the outside, but feels truer on the inside. This isn't the end of your drive, it's the maturation of it. And if this reflection resonates, there are two ways for us to stay connected. Please choose whatever fits your season. First, you're welcome to subscribe to this channel if you love reflections like this and you want to think about building calmly, leading quietly, and creating work that respects your energy. And second, if you want to go deeper, I write a Quiet Builder newsletter. It's twice a month. It's for thoughtful professionals, for post success founders who are designing businesses and lives without the noise. You can find it at sellingthecouch.com/quiet builder. No pressure, no performance, just an invitation. Because the truth is, if you're no longer building for survival, you deserve the space to ask what you're building for now and to answer that slowly, honestly, and on your own terms.